Hi, it's Biohazard Babe coming to you on Saturday the 20th. And today I want to talk a little bit about masking because it happened to me yesterday. And I was like, I'm going to make a video about this. So, yesterday, I actually had some online training for a job that's coming up for me, maybe. And I realized that I was masking. So, we had to do introductions. We had to do, even though it was online, we still had to do participation. Okay. Whatever we have to do. And it was just so funny because, I got paired with another girl who was around my age, and it ended up being okay. I was worried it was going to be somebody like crazy, there were some interesting people, I would say. And, it was all about finding out your commonalities and then finding out the differences of why you were there. And we actually had a lot in common, and why we were there. And then we did have some differences. And the whole point was then you had to choose between the two of you who was going to introduce both of you for the whole group. And she really wanted me to talk. And she's like, you're just so bubbly. And, first of all, I think you'd be great. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And I'm like, I just let her think that. And but it was really funny because, in my mind, I'm like, you have no idea. This is a mask. Yeah, it's just a mask. But I've been told that before. And it reminded me, going back, to one time I took a summer school class in, I believe, high school, and it ended up being great. I thought I would hate it. It was speech. Okay, I didn't want to take speech in high school, like, full on, like, take the whole semester, because that's just not me. I don't like talking out loud. It's not me. So they did offer it in the summer. You could take it, like, a smaller. And I was like, okay, I'll never see these people because they're all from all the different schools in our ISD, we have a really big school district. And so I walked in, I remember, and sat down. It was early. And in walked this girl who she had this aura about her, like she gave no shits. She seemed so cool. I was like, I want to be her friend. She sat down, literally gave no shits. I was like, this is girl. She's on a beer. But I didn't know how to engage in someone like that. Like, I had never met someone like that. Like, she literally had, like, a band t-shirt on. Like, you could tell she was, like, a rocker. Like, rock and roll. And it was really, I just thought she was so cool. She sat catty corner to me. Just sat down, gave no shits. So, that same day, though, a bleach blonde sat in front of me. And not the type of person I would ever interact with at all. Usually the type of person who would bully me or just would not interact with me either because, they're the preppy whatever. And so we ended up getting partnered with introductions. And that was a little bit different because we had like a sheet and we had to fill it out. We had to find out all this information about the other person. And then we had to actually give a whole speech. Like, we had to flip-flop. So I had to give a whole speech about the bleach blonde. I forgot her name, and she's so sweet though. We actually literally became like a group, like of 4 of us girls, including the badass. 4 of us stayed in contact for actually a really long time. It was, it was really cool because we all went to different schools. And so it was cool that we stayed in contact as long as we did. It was pretty cool. But I remember her saying, like, in her presentation about me, Amy's so bubbly and friendly and just, oh my gosh, she's so cool. I'm like, you have no idea how hard this is. And that was so interesting. I remember going home and telling my mom that and being like, this girl said this about me, and I was bamboozled because it's not me at all. I don't talk when I'm in big groups, I'm very, what is it? And at the time I wouldn't have known the word. What am I doing? And then now I'm like, it's a mask. It's masking. And that is what the word, and so I do that on a daily basis. It's called masking. I just put a mask on for whatever I am doing that day or whoever I'm going to be meeting that day. It's a different mask. I have masks. So I just thought that was interesting because yesterday, yes, again, Amy's so bubbly and friendly, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm actually very, like, in reality, like, and that's the thing. Like, you're never gonna ever probably see that side of me unless you're, like, really close to me. I'm a very angry individual who is mad at life and who I don't feel like I'm owed anything. No, I don't feel like that. No, but I'm just I feel I don't know what the word is. But I guess I feel like because I've done so many good things for other people, and then I guess they've gone on these weird routes. Like I've taken these, and that's what I've never understood, and I will never understand unless I talk to these people again at some point in my life. And I would love to talk to these people. Why did you choose that path instead of the path with me, as your friend or girlfriend or whatever? Like, I would love to ask some of my exes that. Like, why did you not choose to be with me? You chose someone else who was not probably in your best interest. Okay. Or girlfriends who stopped talking to me because they got a boyfriend. Why would you let a girlfriend go for a guy? Because guys don't always last. I'm just telling you. Mine haven't. So if I had given up all my girlfriends for guys, I would have no girlfriends. But I'm just saying, like, maybe it works out for everyone else. But then if it worked out for everybody else, why hasn't it worked out for me? These are just questions I ask myself on a daily. Not saying that I'm supposed to have the answers, because I don't. No one has answers. There's no answers. We're not supposed to know. I'm just supposed to live my life, and and I think that's what is hard for me right now, being the age I am, being at the place I am. I'm fully ready for a partner at this point in my life. Fully. And I think, I've talked to my therapist, and, that it's just something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted a partner. I've always wanted to get married. Always something I've wanted. Kids, I don't know. How I put it is it's a side quest, kind of like in Fallout. Like, it's a side quest that may or may not get checked off. I don't know. Like, there's so many fucking side quests in Fallout or Skyrim that you don't know if they're ever gonna get done. Seriously, I'm still playing Skyrim.
because there's so many. I keep trying to do all the side quests. So to me, having a child is like that. And like, I'm only gonna have a child if I have the right person. Does that make sense? Or I'd rather adopt, because there's so many children out there that need a home. But right now, neither here nor there, that is not in the works for me. Like, yeah, having a kid is not in the realm of existence for me right now. That's a big, big thing I'm dealing with is, you know, it's working out for a lot of other people in my life. And even the people that have hurt me, it seems to be working out. And, of course, I don't know for sure if it is. I don't. They could be completely lying on their Facebook pages or whatever. You could be completely lying about your life. I don't know. And that's why I personally I hate social media. Like, I hate it because I'm like, I know for a fact some people lie about, they just post to look good. Well, in reality, their life is shit. Well, just enjoy life and go out there and enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't really want that, and I'm even, like, I have the opportunity to get on a dating site, but I don't want to. It's not how I want to meet somebody. And there's so many things going on in my life that I, need to do and want to do. So it's not so easy. Not cut in stone. But yes, masking is real. I do it on a daily. I'm assuming, and a lot of people do it. A lot of people with depression mask. A lot of people with suicide thoughts mask. I'm sorry, like, on a daily, I wake up and then the first thought that goes through my head is I'm alive. And a lot of people would be like, should be grateful. Yeah, they am. But when your head hurts, your brain hurts. It's hard sometimes. And I think that's also true when you don't know, like, when I'm masking, you don't know what I'm fighting behind that mask. You have no idea. Because I'm masking it. I don't go around talking about my depression and go around talking about my PTSD that I deal with and my suicide. I'll talk about that. But it's there every day. And wanting to hurt yourself in some way. I understand that. And I think I like pain. I always have. And I can't, I don't know why. I don't know. I'd have to really, sit down and talk with somebody and be like, I don't understand, Like, I really don't. It started when I was young. I used to pull my teeth, like, I was literally that person, that girl, a girl,
girls didn't usually do that type of thing. But I was in first grade and I would literally sit there and pull out my loose teeth until they bled. And I liked that. I liked that sensation. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm okay with pain. I like pain. And so I've grown up with that. And I know my parent, my mom thinks I'm really odd for that. And that's taken me on my own route. And I can't explain it, but I do. And I think that's one thing about, like, when I go into beast mode, when I'm weightlifting, it's so good. It's like, I'm okay. So I mask that, though. I mask that pain feels good. I mask that I'm suicidal. I mask that I'm in pain, that my ex isn't with me, and I miss him every day. I can't talk to him, that I don't understand. Uh, you know, that's what sucks. So I mask. But you are seeing the real side. And that's scary, actually, is posting these videos. You're seeing the truth. And sharing that is scary. Not gonna lie. Sharing that is scary. But I would rather be honest about it, because I know other people out there are doing the same thing and suffering. And so I would rather be there and be, hey, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You're not alone. You're not. You're not. And I've been dealing with this for a really long time. Remember, second grade. So, yeah. But I'm still here. And one of the songs that I guess honestly portrays how I feel. It's by 21 Pilots. And honestly, I don't know how, oh my gosh, rappers talk so as fast as they do. Oh my god. So you might have to print the lyrics to really hear what he has to say. But it's by 21 Pilots. It's called Migraine. That song defines what I really go through. And it was great when they came out with these songs, they're twin brothers. When they came out with these songs, like, I was like, oh my god, he put it into words, but I couldn't. And that's fascinating sometimes. I couldn't put it into words, and he did. Because he says, am I the only one I know waging a war behind my face and above my throat? Shadows will scream that I'm alone. But I know we made it this far. And we have. I made it this far. So, but he talks, and what he says, and he's like, and the one profound statement that he says, I can't say enough, is like, sometimes to stay alive, you gotta kill your mom. And I do. I do. I know other People have their vices. I have my own. I don't like drinking. I did that in my 20s. I don't like to rely on alcohol. I don't like who I become when I drink. Only on certain occasions. You know, if I'm with friends that I trust, then I'm okay. But not really. I'm not a big drinker, but you know, I do have my own vices. And, I highly recommend that song, Migraine. Listen to it. All the lyrics are true, ring true to me. You know, there's an island of violence behind my eyelids, and that's my brain. My brain is full of violence, and these videos are real. You know, I'm trying to give you the real side of what someone who's going through these things really feels like. No one who has a diagnosis is less than. No one is less than. No one. Masking is real. It's what a lot of us do. And it takes a lot out of you. Like today's Saturday, and I probably won't get much done after this. Just because, you know, the week has taken a lot out of me. And that's okay. And I'm learning, you know, that I may need a different type of schedule than a normal person. And that's also okay. I do better, you know, at nighttime. That's just how I work. I have a lot to work on. I have hopefully this job coming through for me. And then I have a shop to open online. And as you know, I love e-commerce, so this will be another venture for me. This will be another venture for me. It'll be another shop, which I mean, I already have 2. This one will be fully on my own, not using you know, and so that's a little scary. And you know, I am venturing onto another platform as well. So please wish me luck as I do all those things, try to work on those things this weekend. And I wish all of you the best of luck this weekend as well. Have a good one. Stay safe. And again, if you please share any comments, I really appreciate any feedback. You know, because this is hard for me to do. I'm putting myself out there, and I'll continue to mask. I will continue to be here. As long as I have your support, as long as I know people are watching these videos, I know that it's impacting someone's life. And that means a lot to me. So, thank you. I really appreciate each and every one of you who takes the time to watch these videos. And I appreciate you. You're loved. You are wise and wonderful and badass and beautiful. Have a great weekend. See you next time.